Hello, this is Lori Michelle, the Moshiach, with episode 10 of Mommy Messiah Saves the World, exposing chinks in their armor. Mommy goes toe-to-toe with the big boys. Me, Mommy, toe-to-toe. Am I going to have a fight, pick a fight with world leaders today? No, I'm not picking a fight with anyone. I do not speak evil, and I don't put people down. What I do is the work of world redemption. And what is that? Exposing what is wrong, what is going on here. It's the blind leading the blind. Sometimes you know exactly the right thing to do. And 2 minutes later, you're swayed by public opinion or your group or your religion or your ideology or your ego. You all do it, every single one of you, even my trusted few who watch every video I post online. You've read the Torah Part II, Blindsided by Messiah, that I wave like a flag, and you know I'm the Moshiach, Messiah. That's what it is. And that's such a big title, right? A title. I don't need a title. You need a title. You all have titles and certificates, and I have some of those. I have a college degree. I'm college educated, and I have the title of Moshiach that Hashem gave me. You don't get to pick that. Do you realize that? You get to choose whether you listen to me or not. And right now, very few people are willing. And why is that? Check out episode 8. He told me why. He told me why this has not taken off yet, but he promises this has to take off. And why does this have to take off? And why do we have to come together in very large events, running on love events? Because this is it. These are the end of days, and we are the generation to get it done. Redemption, it's a real thing. He said so. I believe him that he will do everything that's in prophecy. But the big but is that you need to do something. More than something. You need to listen to me. And this is required reading. Blindsided by Messiah, written in Israel, and Hashem has helped me with every single keystroke. So today, he instructed me, and he gave me the names of 4 big boys, very prominent men in the world. One sounds like he doesn't really fit in, but he really does. And I'm not going to give you a preview today. Every time I post one of these episodes, I give you a preview of the segments of what I'm going to cover. I'm not doing that today at Hashem's request. I'm just going to give you the information, and hopefully you'll listen to the end. He just said, if you're worth anything, you'll listen to the end. I didn't say that. Can you tell that I'm telling you the truth? He just said, not yet. Some of you. Okay, the first big boy I'm going to go toe-to-toe with and expose chinks in your armor is the biggest boy in all the world right now. You probably can guess, right? Could they guess? A lot of you can guess. President Trump. He's got chinks in his armor. He's got many chinks in his armor. But, and I write about him in this book. I voted for him in 2016. I'm a fan. But that doesn't mean that I don't see the problems. I see them. And some of them are deadly, deadly problems. And I hope he doesn't take this personally. And Hashem says he won't, because there's one thing about President Trump that I love and admire, and that's his faith in the Almighty. He has a strong faith in God. And God is real, didn't you know? But he's more real than even the rabbis and the religious realize. Every single thing we do and say is measured. Are you aware? If you listen to me often and for years, you know I've said this. He said this years ago. Lori, everything is measured. You are responsible for every choice you make. And if you don't know what's wrong, you can't get it right. So President Trump, with all the love of a mother and a grandmother, I'm going to give you 2 chinks in your armor, 2 things that you're doing that are not correct. One, the first one, is deadly, beyond. Monty Hall, let's make a deal, will not bring peace in this world. And I say that with all due respect. The art of the deal maker, you're known for that, a businessman, a billionaire. That is not the right approach when you're dealing with Iran and world leaders. Not world, he's correcting me. Terrorists. Oh my, did I call them world leaders? Correction, terrorists. I read recently that you want to meet the Ayatollah, shake hands with him, press flesh, with the devil incarnate. That's what he is. October 7th, I know you know, was horrible. I know you understand. We have 59 hostages still in Gaza. I know you understand. This is horrible. These are not nice people. But you want to be known as the one who brought peace. Peace, first of all, will not be brought by one person. Peace in this world will be brought by all of God's children who want to bring forward the redemption. But there are leaders, and you are the biggest of the big. You're a big boy, and I'm going toe-to-toe with you out of love and respect for America, for Israel, for the Jewish people, for the Christian people, the Muslim people, the atheist people. There are many atheist people that I love. They're wrong, but I love them anyway. And you're wrong to speak and engage with Iran this way is wrong. The only way to deal with the Iranian regime is to remove them and put them out of business. And sometimes you speak very strongly, no nonsense, tough measures, peace through strength, you've said. But now you're negotiating the art of a deal. And that's just not okay. It's not okay. So every day I pray that these negotiations unravel and you walk away from them, because it's filth. And the idea of you coming anywhere near the Ayatollah and touching his flesh makes me absolutely sick. July 13th, last summer, that's how close you came from exiting the world. I posted about it. A lot of you have not ever even watched it, but a few of you have watched it, and you know what I said about a few millimeters. Hashem took your head and turned it just like that to save you at timestamp 611. 611? The gematria for Torah. Monty Hall isn't going to bring peace in this world, but learning and knowing the Torah will. What else will bring peace? Love. And that brings me to my next chink in your armor. You ran a campaign twice. Make America Great Again, MAGA. A lot of people signed on for it. They want to be making America great again, making America wealthy again, making America healthy again. America, America, America first. Wrong. We don't need to make America great again. We need to make America love again. Can you see this? Yes. That's what we need. Love. But who do we put first in our heart with our love? Hashem. The Almighty comes first. America doesn't come first. And this may not make sense to you, President Trump, right now, but ultimately it must. We must put God first. God's laws, our laws need to come from his laws. And if you haven't studied Torah, which you have not, you can't possibly understand that Monty Hall is not going to bring peace. There's a lot of things that you know spiritually. You have good spiritual acuity. You just seem to know the right way to navigate. But your ego pulls you off your path, and you choose things that are not good, namely your speech. A chink for another day, but your speech needs to change. And if this ever takes off, and he says it will, and you listen to this, you will learn that what we say has power, and you need to guard your tongue, and you need to be more loving. And when he turned your head, actually this way, it clipped your right ear, and I spoke about it online. It was a direct message from the king to engage in chesed and watch your speech and be a connector. And yes, bring peace, but it's peace through strength. And inherently, somewhere in your soul, you know we need to be strong. And feeding the devil and pressing flesh with the devil incarnate is not okay. Not okay by a long shot. So those are your chinks. Monty Hall, no. Can't make a deal with the devil. Please do not meet the Ayatollah. Someone, please intervene. You have free will. Please do not do that. Please do not do that. And number 2, make America love again. Love God first. Family comes first. America's a family, but God comes first. And really, if you read my book, I hope you will. It's a good read, President Trump. Israel comes first, ahead of America, ahead of the rest of the world. And I explain it in here. And if we had a private chat, you would feel extremely rewarded by that statement. You are a lofty soul in this world, and it's time to stand up and count as one with God. I know you believe you do, but you've got to shore up these chinks in your armor. They're deadly, not only to yourself, but to the entire world. So that's President Trump. He says he will not be insulted. We'll see. We'll see if he ever even hears this. I am assured we're going to have world redemption. He says, you're going to listen to me, and I hope so for you, because I don't want this for myself. I only want it for all of you, truly. So number 2, moving right along, a pal of President Trump's, Elon Musk. Tomorrow, he wants me to open an X account. The one thing that I haven't done on my short list this year that he wants me to accomplish is to have an account on X. And Elon, that's your baby, right? But you've got a lot of babies, and that's your big chink. I'm only going to give you one. I read you had 14 children, maybe more, a lot more. It seems that you want to populate the civilized world, that you think that your seed is something special. And there's a lot of people who would agree with that because you've got lots of money and lots of women, and I don't know. You know, it was the first commandment that Hashem gave Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve. Be fruitful and multiply. I don't think you're doing this for a religious reason. No. Be fruitful and multiply is very, very good. But his intention wasn't to plant seeds all over the earth. His intention in saying, be fruitful and multiply, was that Hashem wants you, mankind, to emulate him, capital H-I-M. He is the Father of humanity. And he is the greatest Father in all the universe. So what am I saying exactly? What I'm saying is, being someone who is planting seeds everywhere does not make you a good father. I would argue that right now you are not a good father. Not at all. There's, I believe, several of your children who would agree with that statement. And this is not to knock you at your knees or disparage you in any way, not at all. This chink in your armor has to be corrected, and you have time, I hope. I don't know. You know, entry and exit in and out of this world is his domain. You might have 10 minutes, you might have 10 years, you may have another 50 years in this physical world before he decides to pull you out of here. So while you have time and the breath of life, I would say to you, put a zipper on it. You had a software company called Zip. Zip it, Elon. Really, stop. Be a father, not just a sperm donor. Take special interest in every single child that you have fathered in this world, but you're impregnating all these women, and surrogate motherhood is putrid. I know this is going in areas that people don't want to hear, but test tube babies is not okay with the King of the universe. A conversation for another day. A lot of rabbis would take issue with that statement. A lot of rabbis would say, bravo, you're right, Lori Michelle, I know. By the way, everything I say, everything I'm sharing with you, Elon and President Trump and whoever I share chinks with, is truth. This is true. I'm not attached. He corrects me all the time when I say something wrong. In mid-sentence, he'll intervene. I have to get this correct. We have to get this correct. And you have a major, major chink in your armor. You are a big, rich man, and people look up to you and want to copy what you're doing because they just want to be just like Elon. And this is something that you need to fix. Put a zipper on it. With love and respect, it's time to stop procreating and dropping your seed everywhere and being a father, a good father. Number 3, Bill Maher. I know, strange, right? Hashem gave me the other 3. I'm leaving my favorite big boy for last. Number 4 is my favorite. Some of you can guess who that is. Bill Maher, I asked him, he gave me 3, and I said, who's the 4th? And then he told me, Bill Maher. I said, oh, okay, he's funny. I kind of like him. And I thought that Bill Maher, I thought his mother was Catholic and his father was Jewish. So I thought, Hashem, he feels like a Jew to me. What is that all about? And he said, he's a Jewish neshama. I said, but I think his mother's Catholic or something. And then I looked you up on Wikipedia, where I get a lot of information. And your mother's Jewish. So hands down, end of story, you're a Jew. You're a Jew. So what's your chink? Be Jewish. Huge chink, Bill Maher. Huge chink. You did a documentary movie called Religulous. You don't like religion. And I'm here to tell you, Lori Michelle, the Messiah, Moshiach, I don't like religion. I've had disagreements with Hashem, God, the King, the Almighty, about religion. I'm not on board with religion. I don't like it. I don't like politics. I don't like religion. I don't like any of that. And he says religion is good because it's community, it's connection, and people gather together and reach for him, capital H-I-M. So that's good. Religion gets a lot of things wrong. He said, absolutely. But here's what you have to learn. God is real. Are you aware, Bill? Not yet. He's real, and you're a Jew. And Judaism is not a religion. True. Judaism is not a religion. So you can be a Jew. Good for you. You need to learn what's behind being Jewish. I recommend, I like Chabad. I'm not a Chabadnik. I'm not into religion, but they're very good at helping you when you don't know anything, when you're clueless, like you are. You're clueless. You're a very smart man, but when it comes to being Jewish, you are clueless. So go to Chabad and start putting on tefillin. Do you know what tefillin is? Maybe. Put on tefillin, start learning Torah. Very important for you. For me, it's important for the world. So please do it for your sake. This is for you. By the way, I'm from New Jersey also. I read that about you. I'm from New Jersey. We have lots in common. I'm Jewish. I'm from New Jersey. I hate religion. We have a lot in common. And I think you're very, very funny. And also, before I finish up with you, Bill, for today, I'm sure there's many more chinks in your armor, but I think there's great hope for you for your future. Maybe getting married. I know you're old like me. He's older than me, a little older than me. And maybe even procreating, but not like Elon. No period, a full sentence. So the last I left, my favorite for last, big boy, BB. I love BB. I love BB. He has a lot of chinks in his armor, a lot. I know that he has a lot of people who do not like him. They've had enough of him. Enough of you, BB, King BB. It's time to go. I don't think so. Hashem says, no. No, it's not time for you to go. I love you. I have such an affinity for BB. But here's the chink. Stop being political. Really? Yeah. Yeah, political. Swaying, being swayed and pushed and pulled by what's going on in the media, what people are saying, what the UN has to say, what the ICC has to say, what America has to say. And you've been very strong. Kudos to you for standing strong, but not strong enough. And when I say not strong enough, I mean Israel must stand their ground. We will never have peace when we kowtow to the good opinion of people who know nothing about Hashem. And what do I know about Hashem? And what do the rabbis know about Hashem? We cannot feed the devil. We cannot give in. This is Jewish land. We cannot give it up. Giving Gaza was a terrible mistake that we see now. The solution, this Jewish man wrote a book I read. There's one Jewish nation, one Jewish state. There's no two states. Gaza cannot be turned over to anyone, not even Donald Trump. I don't mind that idea, actually. America taking over the Gaza Strip and making it the Riviera on the Mediterranean. If I had money, I would buy a condo there too. Hashem says no. He says it's Jewish land. And last I read, the IDF has taken over 30 or 40% of the strip already. He says, Hashem says 100%, and remove the vermin and blow up those tunnels. He says it's time. It's not just Gaza, a conversation for another day, but I can say this. Judea and Samaria is Jewish land, and he says annex those areas, make it part of Israel. Ultimately, there's one Jewish country called Israel, and I talk about it here in this book, and it's not anti any group of people. In this world, and this is information for Bill Maher also, it's not a religion. The Jewish people are his children, and there are two kinds of people in this world. There's Jewish and not Jewish. And non-Jews are allowed to live in the Jewish nation, the Jewish country of Israel. And in the end of days, he says, they will know this. They will know he's real. They will know this is true. And there will be peace for an eternity. That's what this is about. Eternal peace, redemption. I'm not into religion. I'm not into being a religious nut job and a Bible-toting Puritan. I'm not any of that. Read this book. I've been through it. I'm here to explain what you're doing wrong, what he wants, share his voice, and tell you what I see in you, what I see in your neighbors, what I see around the world, and how to fix it. There's a cure. And he promises, if you gather together and do this, and we come together and we make America love again, not great again, we will have peace for an eternity. He's shown me a world map years ago of Israel and the United States with push pins in them, and a rubber band connecting Israel and the United States, and a third push pin dancing around the globe. And he said to me, Lori, Israel and America will bring forward this redemption. That's why I'm an American from New Jersey, like Bill Maher. Honestly, people, could you make this up? I didn't make this up. And I ask him every day, Hashem, is this going to happen? Are we going to run on love around the world? And he says, yes, but you have to be on board. President Trump, Elon Musk, Bill Maher, Bibi, and all of you. Go to it. These are my words, the way I speak, but he helped me write every single word in this book. I'm not a liar. I'm not contrived. I'm the Moshiach, people. Messiah. Big deal to you? A nightmare for me. I send you my love, and I pray for world redemption in this generation. He says it's going to happen. He has faith in you. I want to. I love you. Some of you.